Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, or maybe you're watching on Twitter. So what did I say? I mean, we called the absolute bottom. We called the capitulation event in real time on yesterday's live stream. Did you buy? Probably not, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you didn't buy. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. You know, this bull market ain't done. And if you're new to trading, it's hard. It's hard to buy that level of fear. But for me, that level of fear was probably the biggest buy signal that that I could have seen. You know, sentiment is a very powerful trading tool. If you don't incorporate sentiment into your trading setups, I highly recommend that you get used to shoving your logical monkey brain thoughts down, stuff them into a bottle, and never listen to them, because 95% of traders lose money because they listen to those thoughts. When we get really bearish, what does the herd do? The herd sells, the herd shorts, which means they're out of position. You get liquidations to the upside. That causes the people who are out of position to FOMO back in, causing the price to go up even higher. Sentiment is a very powerful tool. It is not to be understated. So if you guys missed yesterday's stream where I was live calling the bottom in real time, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, like that video, like all the videos. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the king of all crypto, and that is Bitcoin. Before we get into the TA, just a quick reminder, this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and trading or investing in cryptocurrency comes with risks. Try that again. But before we get into the TA, just a quick reminder, this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and trading or investing in cryptocurrency comes with risks. Always do your own research and consult with a professional if needed. Any use of trading bots or strategies should be tested and fully understood before implementation. Stay smart, stay safe, and trade responsibly. Let's get into the charts. Oh boy, oh boy. Look at that candle. So if you remember from yesterday's show, I said two things. When we came down and we wicked this level at a low of 91,341 here on the index chart, when we came down and touched that, I called it. I said that was capitulation. The market just capitulated. Capitulation is probably one of the best setups that you can get. Always people were asking me what alts to buy. All of them, any of them. It didn't matter. The market was making a mistake. It was an irrational decision. That irrational decision has since corrected. But if you remember from yesterday's show, I had two areas of interest, and where we actually ended up was beyond what my expectation was. So if you remember, I said we're either going to close this daily candle above this downward sloping line of resistance, and that would be a clear indication of a recovery about to take place, or we were going to close it green. And I was thinking if we closed it green, it might be kind of at this midpoint of this parallel trading range. We exceeded that. Not only did we close green as a bullish engulfing candle on the day prior's close. So incredibly bullish. Let's see how things are shaping up on the weekly chart. Just look at that candle. If this candle closes green, it's the beginning of the week. You know, we got 5-6 days left in this candle, so a lot can change in 6 days. But if this candle closes green, man, that is one healthy demand tail. And quick little liquidity grab, quick little shakeout to remove all the paper-handed plebs that were not convicted in their positions, and just absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice recovery that we're seeing in the markets, and this is a very, very bullish candle. Now, we do need to get back above the 7 moving average. Currently, it's acting as resistance. I do think that resistance is going to be rather weak because this candle certainly has the potential energy and the potential power to break past, to bring us back above that 7. But it's looking good. Everything is looking good here. I'm just going to drag this out a little bit more because we got extended price action, extended time duration. So looking really good. Let's take a look at it on the 12-hour. The 12-hour reclaimed the 50. We are currently below the 30. So there is some recovery that still needs to take place. Currently getting rejection here at the 50 line on the RSI. Well, the 50 line on the RSI, particularly on the 12-hour chart, is a noteworthy area to pay attention to. But again, this is a very powerful candle. It's a very strong recovery. Wouldn't be surprised for us to get back above that. Let's take a look at things on the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly getting a rejection at the 50 and the 30 EMA here on the alphanumetrics indicator, but we have reclaimed the 50 here on the 4 hours. So we could come back down, maybe retest the 50 and get a reversal and head to the upside. So yeah, be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. And don't listen to news. What was the narrative yesterday? The narrative was tariff fears. Everybody was afraid of what was going to happen as a result of the U.S. tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And boy, what did they do? They're just like, well, maybe we'll pause it. You know, I don't know how pausing it for 30 days gets you a result like this, but the market is a real fickle bitch right now, and you got to just ignore the news, ignore the headlines, pay attention to the technicals, and identify when the market is making a mistake. The market was clearly making a mistake yesterday, and here we are. Let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see what we got going in Twitter land. Anybody commenting on Twitter? Nope. Let's see what YouTube has to say. We got Xiao AI. Let's fucking go. Woot. Yeah, I want to know. Do you guys think it's alt season or what? Are we in alt? Are we transitioning into alt season? Game time. Varying viewpoints as GM to you as well, sir. Traveler of the Seas. You are the boss, mate. Thank you very much. Traveler of the Seas. Are you a sailor? I used to sail in Los Angeles. I was on a sailing racing team. Now, it was LA. LA is notorious for not having a lot of wind, but they got a lot of yachts. But yeah, let me know. Are you a sailor? So yeah, green wave is holding true. It is holding true. The green wave is our bias, and the bias is keeping us bullish, and we were right to be bullish. Now, things to watch out for. We need to reclaim these levels. We need to get back above the 7. If we can get back on top of the 7 here on the daily chart, that means that the weekly average price is in an increase. It's appreciating. It's not depreciating. So we do need to reclaim that. Once we do that, I'll feel a whole lot better. But, this could easily be a rejection point here, temporary rejection. Maybe we come back down to the mean. It seems like the median line here is kind of a do or die area for us. It's kind of a line in the sand. But, man, this is it's such a bullish candle. It's hard for me to even entertain the downside potentials. We're looking good. I anticipate us to reclaim the 7. I anticipate us to reclaim the actual trading range. And honestly, when the market gets that bearish and you see volume candles like this, let's actually turn the volume on. We don't need RSI. Look at that volume candle. When you get high volume candles, it's usually indicating a reversal. Now, we already had an all-time high back here on January 20th, and that was a high volume event. We reversed to the downside. Now we have another high volume event, and this is reversing us to the upside. Now, given the sentiment that we observed yesterday in the markets, I think many people got shaken out. So what happens when people get shaken out? They sell. They're now in tether, right? And some people are even going as far as shorting it. I don't know why on earth you would try and short in a bull market. Kudos if you're making it and making money shorting. Obviously, it can be done, but in my opinion, with my trading style, you're just fighting the trend. We're in a bull market. You should be focusing your attention on long setups. It's a distraction, in my opinion. When things are bearish, I like to spend my mental energy identifying points at which I think the market is making a mistake and the sentiment is too bearish and we've hit key levels, and to be looking for longs. When you introduce a short, now you're distracted with that short, and a short can only make you so much money. A long, there's no cap to the long. J80, you sailed J80s. Geez, I'm a little embarrassed to not know what it is, but it was a J. It was a J boat. Oh man, I'm a little embarrassed to not know what the name of the vessel was. I just remember the name of the vessel, Cucullin. I want to say it was a 35 footer. That's all I know. It was a 35 footer, but it was a J something. I don't know. As you can tell, I wasn't super into it, but I was sailing at least twice a week. So yeah, what was I saying? So people are sidelined, right? So you got a whole cohort of individuals that got shaken out, and now they're waking up a day later and they're looking at this and they're wondering to themselves, shit, what do I do? Do I buy in now? Do I wait for a pullback? Do I do this? The point is they're out of position. And now that they're out of position and we've set ourselves up for price appreciation, they're going to FOMO in. And where are they going to FOMO in? We're going to come up. We're going to hit all-time highs, and then it's going to start to break out all-time highs, and they're going to be like, shit, I'm missing it. And then they'll enter. And then we get up to 120 in a matter of days. So, it's adding fuel to the fire. We need these liquidity book shakeups. You guys have heard me talk about, shaking up the liquidity book. The order book becomes stale. When there's not enough volatility in the market, the order book becomes stale and price flatlines. Then you have an event. The event, if you want to be bullish, the event will be a downside move where the bulls show up and they buy. When everybody is selling their positions, well, now their orders are out of the order book, and then they go and reclaim their orders. It's adding volatility to the bids and asks in the order book, shuffles everything up, and it adds volatility. It adds FOMO. It adds fuel to the fire, and we're ready to head up to higher levels. That was a beautiful, beautiful move yesterday, and it's going to be nothing but great. Might have been on a J105. That sounds super familiar, actually. Yeah, it was. I think it was a 105. Good call. Sailed when I was younger. Now trying to navigate the markets. which is not easy right now. Should have listened to you about alts. The alts, yeah, that's a good segue. Let's take a look at the alts. So I'm still waiting for my setup. We talk about this often. Bitcoin dominance. It's hard. Don't beat yourself up. When you're trying to navigate these markets, where most people go to get their information is YouTube. And there's no fault in going to YouTube. I mean, you're watching me on YouTube. So like, it's a good resource that people rely on to get their information. The problem is YouTube algorithms favor bullish content, and YouTube algorithms favor shitcoins. They just do, for a multitude of reasons. There's like this feedback effect where, if you put out, like if I put out a bullish video on Dog, the runes, which I've done numerous times. So I've experienced this. Now, I actually think runes is a good call, but what happens with these creators is they put out a bullish video on some coin that the market participants are down on. And so they're trying to do everything they can to like pump their bags. So what do? Anytime anybody makes content, they share it. They share the content. That doesn't happen nearly as much with Bitcoin. People think that their price appreciation is capped in Bitcoin. And, there is no Bitcoin CEO. There is no Bitcoin marketing team other than the maxis, which, crypto people hate maxis for whatever reason, even though they're right time and time and time again. So, that content just doesn't get shared. Whereas if I do, a video about Dog, it gets posted on Twitter, and then the community's liking it and reposting it, and then it's getting into the YouTube algorithm. So like this same thing happens with all of the altcoins, which is why it's really important for you to silence the noise and listen to the facts and the reality. Now, this chart is very, very important for altcoin season. That doesn't mean that altcoins aren't making money. There are outliers that are making money out there. It's just you're trying to pick from 10 million coins which one's going to make money. And this cycle is very different in the sense that there is a lot of memes. And the problem with memes is that they're just pump and dumps. It's who's the better marketer? Where's the liquidity going? How long is the liquidity going to be there? And by the time you've heard about the meme, chances are the liquidity is about to dry up, and the creators and the insiders are already taking profits and selling off their positions. And this is at the tail end of their marketing campaign. So a lot, like 10 million of these coins, they're pump and dumps. I mean, look at pump.fun. Pump.fun. Everything on pump.fun is a pump and dump. You do your best to pump it up, and then you do your best to get the hell out of it. Altcoin season is a very short period of time. It's like 4 to 6 months max out of every cycle. The cycle is 4 years, and people act like altcoin season is happening all the time. It's not. Altcoin season is not happening all the time. Altcoin season is a very short window, and you are able to identify altcoin season with this chart, Bitcoin dominance. Until you see red candles on this chart, look at this uptrend. You're fighting a battle, man. If you're anything less, like I'm 90% altcoins, or sorry, I'm 90% Bitcoin, 10% alts. If that, maybe even closer to 95% Bitcoin. But if you're like 80% Bitcoin, or if you're 60% Bitcoin or 50% Bitcoin, man, your portfolio is it's in an uphill battle, and you're seeing the results of that. Don't fret. We all make mistakes. It takes a few cycles to actually know how to nail this market down perfectly. If you guys are interested in getting more information about how these markets move and how the market cycles behave, then you know where to go. You got to go to blackbox.pro. Let's go to the homepage. Just sign up for free, blackbox.pro, Sign up, get a free Bitcoin trading bot account. As a result of getting that account, you can come into our Discord and we'll open up the whole Discord for you. Everything's 100% free. And, you know, if nothing else, you can come in and you can ask questions. We're going to give you a no bullshit answer. We have no incentives to shill alts. We trade alts when the time is right. We trade alts, don't get me wrong, but I have not made altcoin trades. I've minted some ordinals, I've minted some runes, and that's it. I haven't made a rotation into alts, and it's because this chart keeps going up. So, you know, you need to lean on people that have more time in the market than you, that have more experience than you. And a lot of the creators that have that type of offer, in my opinion, you know, there are good groups out there, but they charge too much. And that's a barrier too, not just because it costs a lot to enter these groups, but you have no retention. You'll usually go into a paid group at a top, and then you're expected to pay for like 6, 7, 8 months of no good price action for them to finally give you the information that you need to make the trades. And by that time, you may have already canceled the membership and now you're out. So I used to have a paid membership and I've seen it happen. And I come here every single day to help people. We figured out a way for us to make money and you guys to get the information that you need. And you never need to consider, do I continue to pay this membership or not? Because we lost a lot of people at the wrong times because they canceled their memberships. We don't have memberships. It's 100% free. I'm not, and it will always be free. Signed up, done. Yeah, perfect. Come on in. And yeah, so we'll be very loud. I got a lot of travel this year. I don't do the YouTube content as timely as I do the Discord content. So if you want timely information, or if you want feedback on a question in real time, I'm in the Discord 24/7. If you guys have been in the Discord, you know I'm like extremely active in the Discord. Whereas with YouTube, less so. You get an hour of my time a couple times a week, if that. But anyways, I digress. This candle right here, that's nice. That's a nice candle to see. This is showing altcoin capitulation and altcoin buyback. This is probably the most bullish candle that I've seen. Actually, this is the most bullish candle I've seen on this chart in years. Now, I'm not the type to front run these types of things. I'm going to allow for the setups to come to me. But I will say that out of everything that I've seen on altcoin, on Bitcoin dominance and the potential for an altcoin season beginning, this is one of the strongest signals that I have seen in these markets in years. Like, look at this one. Look, it's almost the same. It's almost the same. We had a rip, and then we had this gravestone doji form, and then that was the beginning of altcoin season. So from that week to the conclusion of that trend, it was 126 days. It was 18 weeks long. That's it, guys. That's it. From the most extreme part of the altcoin season, it was 18 bars, 126 days. So there's totally a potential. There's totally a potential here. Do I want to move my altcoin season line? Do I want to move that line yet? I'm not sure. Do I move the line? Do I move the line to here? Or do I move the line to the breakout? I don't know. I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I'm going to move it up to here. That's the last swing low, which was a higher low. So it's not the best, but we'll still pay for confirmation and wait for about 56% Bitcoin dominance to hit again. That's going to show a lot of continuation inside of the alts. So altcoin season definitely seems to be brewing. So this is chart number one. This is like Do I stay or do I go chart? Do I need to pay attention to alts or do I need to just stick with my Bitcoin position? This is chart number 1. Okay. Chart number 2 to look at is the asset that you're wanting to buy paired against Bitcoin. I say this all the time. Paired against Bitcoin. Don't look at the dollar pair. The dollar pair does not matter. So let's say you're wanting to buy Ethereum. You look at Ethereum BTC. Now, does this look like an exciting chart that you would buy? No. This looks horrendous. This looks disgusting. Absolutely horrendous. But people are buying ETH every day. Why? Because they're looking at this chart. They're looking at ETH USD. That doesn't look that bad. That doesn't look that bad. You know, it's an uptrend. And you've got this big, candle, this big buyback candle. That's not a bad looking chart at all. But when you look at ETH BTC, it's horrendous. This is the magic of the Bitcoin chart because yes, Ethereum can make money on the dollar pair, but it's just not going to have the follow through. When you have follow through on this chart, you're killing it. You're killing it. So Bitcoin dominance. Let's go through this again. Bitcoin dominance showing signs that maybe there's a rotation taking place. Okay, I want to buy Ethereum. Does it look like I want to buy Ethereum here? Seems a little risky. I would like to see something on the Ethereum chart for me to get confirmation. So let's say we reclaim this level and we consolidate on this level and then we get a breakout. That might be an appropriate time to take a position in Ethereum. But until that takes place, this is still a downtrend. It's still a downtrend. It's not something that we want to buy. Me personally, I'm looking at Solana. I think Ethereum has shown an incredible amount of weakness this market cycle, and I don't like to buy weakness. I'm not saying Ethereum can't go up in price. For me, I buy the strongest assets. I don't buy the laggards. I don't buy the weak assets. I buy the strongest assets. I'm not trying to find the one that hasn't pumped yet. No, I'm finding the one that is doing well, the one that is producing market gains over Bitcoin consistently. And that's where I'm going to become a participant. So for me, it's Solana. And I'm watching this like a hawk. I'm waiting for a normal setup. Once I see a breakout, once I see any change of structure, any change of behavior, any change of character that's bullish, I'm going to jump in. So Bitcoin dominance needs to be in a downtrend. We need to see red candles on Bitcoin dominance. Then on Sol BTC, I need to see green candles. I need to see a breakout. If I see something like this, boom, I'm starting to enter. Once we break past this, that's the golden buy right there. I know it's at a higher price. If you are very bullish on the fundamentals of Solana and you want to take probe positions, do so. Buy 5% here, buy another 10% here, buy 20% here, and then fill the position here. That way you're mitigating the risk, but you're gaining exposure. That's the way I'm looking at things. So Solana for me, and that's the one that I'm taking a real close look at. Curiosity. Let's take a look at XRP. Big rebound on XRP on the Bitcoin pair. Huge rebound. So this is the BitGet chart. Let's get a longer chart in frame here. It still needs to kind of break out of this consolidation. And it's a wild one, particularly on the Bitcoin pair. I think I just opened up my video editor. Didn't want to do that. Oh. So it still needs to break out of its accumulation range as far as the Bitcoin pair is concerned. So again, you don't have to front run this stuff. If you bought here, cool. You're a legend. Cool. That's a legendary buy if you bought right there. But there was no reason to buy that. You have no technical reason to buy that. So if you bought that, it simply means that you're lucky. Luck plays a factor. Don't get me wrong. Luck plays a factor. I mean, it was sitting on a long-term support, but you didn't know. I like to pay for confirmation. That's just to be fully transparent, though. I ain't buying XRP. XRP is a fucking... I actually hate XRP fundamentally. I hate everything it represents. But I'm happy to share it because a lot of people, you know, like it. And will say what I would do on any coin. But yeah, you want to break out. You want to break out. You want to retest to the range. And you want to become a participant as it climbs out of the crypto abyss. You don't want to try and peg this. If you did, congrats. Really cool move. But it wasn't based on much from a technical point of view. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. Would love your take on the recent mantra ohm price action. We can take a look at ohm. Oh, geez Louise. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, you missed it. If you're in it, cool. But you can't buy anything like this. It's gone. It's gone. She gone. I don't know. You know, it's got a narrative driven behind it. A lot of people bullish on ohm. I have no idea why. I'm not paying attention to ohm or its fundamentals or its narratives. But yeah, this is continuation, like breakout past its all-time high in Bitcoin terms. It's never been at 5,900 sats before. It's a big breakout. Yeah. I entering like this is extremely risky though, so I wouldn't be entering there. Very responsive, can concur. Hop into the Discord. What will happen to Solana when all the mess on the chain inevitably fails? That'll be a bear market. Yeah, like the Solana, like I said, the altcoin season is like 18 weeks long. That's it. It's all done, finished. So it's a couple months of price action. It's a couple months of opportunity for you to multiply your Bitcoin, and that's it. Solana is a piece of shit. It's not going. Solana will not be here in 10 years. I can pretty much guarantee you Solana will not be around in 10 years. It's a proof of stake blockchain. It has heavy node requirements. It's just not going to be around. But that doesn't mean that we can't speculate on the short-term price action. So when all this shit inevitably fails, it'll be in a bear market already. Memes. Yeah, Solana, I think, is a good play. What do you think about HBAR? It's a little too small for me. It's too small. A lot of people love HBAR, and that's cool. You know, it's definitely a healthy looking chart. No qualms against its structure here. It's very similar to what we're seeing in XRP, actually, which is a healthy breakout of an accumulation. It'll probably continue to go up to higher levels. Let's take a look at HBAR BTC. That's the one that's the actionable one, right? So let's see what we can see here. I kind of see a wedge formation. A breakout of a wedge. Cool. And we got another kind of support range here if we go with the wicks. Yeah, it's a breakout. It's a pretty clean breakout. So basically what you're dealing with now is a bull flag. So this is the bull flag. You can either use the wicks or you can use the bodies to get a better price because it is quite wicky. If you get if you get a weekly close outside of this box, that's probably a pretty clear indication that HBAR is ready to continue up to the next level. Its next resistance will be up here at this wick. So that'll be the first resistance point to overcome. And then beyond that, it starts getting a little crazy. So it goes quite parabolic beyond that. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice chart, but I let a lot of stuff go personally. But if you are an HBAR bull, then this is not a bad chart. This is not a bad chart to be looking at. So yeah, looks good. Glad to hear you say that. AI gone. AIG, yeah, AI. That's always a narrative. That's been a narrative as long as I've been in crypto, and it's always been stupid. It's always not made any sense to me. But yeah, whatever. It's a narrative for sure. IAG. Oh, this is a shitcoin. This is down the list, brother. This is down the list. Let's see what BitGet's got for price action. AI as a sector is doing well. This is a nice little chart. So we're looking at, similar thing. It's a bull flag. Got a lot of bull flags out there. This is on the dollar pair. Let's see if we can find it on the Bitcoin pair. Nope. This is on the dollar pair. So yeah, that's a bull flag. Breakout of the bull flag. Anytime there's a consolidation and a breakout, you buy the breakout. When you're in a bull market, it's really simple. You'll have an impulse consolidation, impulse consolidation, impulse consolidation, right? That's a bull market. You pretty much just buy every breakout of a consolidation. Whenever there's a break of the consolidation, and you need to have at least 2 touch points on support, at least 2 touch points on a support and 2 touch points on a resistance for it to be classified on a high time frame. So like the daily and above would be ideal. As the bull market continues, it gets a little faster. So you'd be looking for touch points on the 4 hour. And if you're looking for touch points on the hourly, I think the bull market's almost over. But yeah, that's what you're looking for. Consolidation, breakout. So where are we looking here? We're looking to buy with a breakout, a weekly or daily. A daily candle close would be, pay attention. A weekly candle close is a buy. A new weekly candle high on this chart is a buy. IAG is a gem. Snake and IAG gonna blow up on ADA. Well, we can call it a gem if you want. They're all shit coins at the end of the day. There is only one. There is no second best. Let me go through my script of Bitcoin maxiisms to say everything loses value against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only currency. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, you're right. Taking a look at Cardano itself, we're waiting for a breakout here on Cardano. So Cardano actually has been a laggard this cycle, I will say. It has not shown strength. It's certainly better than Ethereum. Ethereum has been a joke. Absolute horrendous coin to be a participant in. But it's not as good as XRP is showing, and it's not as good as Solana. So there is a ranking system on strength. This is actually a good opportunity to do an exercise. Now, I always buy strength. If it's not strong, I don't want it. Period. End of story. So let's do a comparison with a couple top projects, and it's really easy to make a comparison. So, you're looking to buy Cardano. Okay, well, let's add Sol. Let's add Sol to the mix, and let's add XRP to the mix. And let's add, what's another one for like top alts that people would be wanting to come into? Ethereum. I'm doing dollar pair here. Bitcoin pair is probably a little bit more appropriate for making decisions, but regardless. So then now we're trying to identify strength. So go down to this part of the frame, the lower part of the frame, and we're going to go year to date. Year to date might not be so informative for us. So let's put a year in frame. And now you have a ranking of strength. You have them lined up in terms of their potential market strength. At the bottom here is Cardano. So Cardano is the weakest one that we've lined up against those others. Next in line is ETH. Not surprising. Not surprising. Then we have Solana. And then we have XRP. XRP, man. Tempting temptress, but you represent evil, my friend. You represent evil. Yeah, so that's a good tool. Take advantage of that whenever you're comparing assets. If you're stuck in a sector, like let's say you want to buy a meme coin. Don't recommend that you do. It's just memes are popular, so I'm talking about them. Let's say you want to buy a meme coin and you can't decide between 5 of them. Just use that. Line the 5 up and choose the strongest one. This is counterintuitive to what a lot of people think, because they think, oh, it's pumped, it's gone too far, I can't get it now. I'm gonna buy the lowest one because I get the best price. No. Strength. Buy strength. Don't buy weakness. Weakness, the best you can hope for is that the market just pity drags it up. You get this minor dragging up. You don't want that. You want to buy strength. Still no comments on Twitter. That's cool. So yeah, that's a tool. That's a tool for you to use. Put it in your toolbox. It can help you make a lot of decisions when you're looking at a lot of the same sort of things. But oh, that actually wasn't even a fair comparison, because I just looked at the dollar pair on everything, even though Cardano here, I'm looking at the Bitcoin pair. So that wasn't a fair comparison, but you can go ahead and you can grab either all of those assets on the Bitcoin pair, or you can just start off with what I showed you, but put Cardano on the dollar pair. Cardano could actually be stronger than some of those ones that we mentioned. It's probably stronger than ETH, actually. Yeah, I did. Bad. My bad. How high do you think Monero will go this upcoming year? I don't do price targets. I do market events. The reason I don't do price targets is they're pretty much impossible to get right. But market events are very easy to identify. So I don't pay attention to price. I don't pay attention to price. Let's pull up Monero, XMR, and we'll go to the last cycle. Actually, no, we're going to go BTC. We're going to turn alphanumerics on, and we're going to overlay XMR. Okay. And we're going to go to this last cycle over here. Man, Bitcoin really killed XMR last year, or last cycle, rather. So basically, I know it's a little noisy and hard to see here, but Monero is this magenta line. Basically, when this wave on Bitcoin changes from green to red, paired with sentiment, okay? It's very important. Sentiment is an underestimated indicator, and it's not something that you can put on the chart, unfortunately. It's something that you need to learn, and you need to watch and observe human behavior. But if we are in euphoria, if we have had an accelerated rally, if we are, from a time-based perspective, somewhere near the end of the 4-year cycle, if we are 18 months out from the halving, somewhere from a time perspective and from a sentiment perspective, everybody's very bullish. Everybody is saying buy the dip. You'll notice on the event that we just had, everybody was saying the market was over. Everybody was selling positions and saying that we're not coming back. When the market is actually over, those same people are going to say, yes, buy the dip. This is the buy the dip, buy the dip. Nobody will actually say that the market's over. So that's a representation of euphoria. So you need that euphoria. Once the euphoria is in, the sentiment's in, and we're within that time horizon, give or take a quarter, and this wave turns from green to red, we sell. That would have gotten us out at 56,000 in the last cycle. You'll notice that Monero went up a little bit more. That's okay. You don't have to nail the top. You don't have to nail the top. And you would have gotten out. So like whatever Monero's price would have been is irrelevant. You're not looking for price. You're looking for a market event. You're looking for a time horizon. You're looking for sentiment, and you're looking for a signal. Whatever price Monero is at that time is the price at which you're going to sell it. If you assign a price target as far as your expectation for any altcoin or any investment, rather, if you assign some sort of anchoring bias, you're not going to be able to execute on the market event. So that's why I don't think about prices. It'll be a higher price. It'll probably be multiples above the price that it's at right now. It might be 2 times higher. It might be 10 times higher. It might be 20 times higher. We have no idea. But when the event comes in, it will be at a higher price that we will be closing positions out on. This is why sentiment's important. You can see that we got a red wave here, but the market was too bearish for that red wave to be classified as valid. We did classify it as valid. We took risk off. I definitely limited a lot of risk as a result of that, which is not a bad thing. But you need that euphoria. When we're in euphoria and this wave flips to red, this is a free signal, by the way, in the Discord. I'll show it to you. We have a bunch of them. It's right here. So once you're in the Discord, you get it. The Discord will tell you whether I'm awake or not. It will tell you what color the wave is. As soon as it turns red, you're out. Bull market's done. Pack it up. Wait for the green diamond. That's the other piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is the green diamonds. Just an absolute fucking beautiful indicator that Matt has built here. Look at this. So once we get out on the red wave change, we buy back in at the green diamond. It nailed the bottom of the bull market every single time. Such a good indicator. We love this indicator. Shout out to Matthew McGregor. Shout out to the Daily High. That guy's a legend. An innovator in the space. He doesn't know how good his indicators actually are, but they're incredible. But yeah, anyways, all of that stuff we're giving away for free. So yeah, back to altcoins. Let's take a look. Somebody wanted to take a look at Chainlink, so let's take a look at Chainlink. So I'm not going to give you a price projection on Monero. I'll just say that it'll be a higher price that is likely to be multiples above. What is BTC doing, bro? Give me some insight. Super late to the live stream. It's going up, my friend. Just like we said in the last live stream, we called the exact bottom. It's going up. It's going up and to the right. There it is. There it is. Chainlink. Let's take a look on the weekly here. Let's go to Chainlink BTC. How are we doing on our trade? We got, I don't even know who's holding Chainlink. I got some scraps somewhere. I did buy a couple early ones, so we're 300% on that. But that, like, I don't think anybody in the group actually remembers that call, because that was the depths of the bear market. Oh, that wasn't a call. That wasn't a call. It would have been here. It would have been here. 100%. That was the depths of the bear market. Let's go BTC though. So link BTC. This is the important chart. It's a little too loud with alphanumerics. Let's turn that off. A little too loud. Yeah, so this is a clean chart, but here's the thing, it's a laggard, right? We don't like to buy laggards. We like to buy strong assets. Chainlink will be strong. It will seem very strong, but it's not going to be as strong as it was last cycle. So if you have any expectations of performance based off of last cycle's performance, it's not going to do that. It's going to do a milder version of what it has done in the past. Something like this. So what you're looking for is a breakout. Buy that. That's where you buy. On the Bitcoin pair. H Barcelona, Cardano, and Link only for this cycle. Do you think low caps will do well later in the cycle? Yes. Yes. When we're in altcoin season, when we're actually in altcoin season, everybody's told you a million times that we're already there. We have maintained the position that we are not. But when we actually enter altcoin season, everything is going to do exceedingly well. Everything is going to do exceedingly well. That's what altcoin season is. It's this frenzy of misunderstanding and liquidity. It's this frenzy of people jumping in to shit that they don't understand, and they'll buy anything because somebody said something nice about it. And when you're in altcoin season, everybody is saying nice things about it. It's an absolute frenzy. Everything goes up. Everything. That's my definition of altcoin season. So yes, of course, mid caps, high caps, low caps, micro caps, they will all go up. Is it a good time to buy more BTC? It's always a good time to buy more BTC. Can you look at SUI? I don't really like SUI. I don't like the setup on SUI. It's one of those ones that got a lot of attention and a lot of hype. But we'll take a look. I know it's in my picks in the Discord. That's basically because of the hype. So this is now invalid. We got, or I guess validated, that rising wedge. Cup and handle in the Bitcoin pair. You know what? It's actually a good setup. It's actually a good setup. We'll get rid of this. Basically reclaim. This is a cup and handle. This is a pretty clean setup here for the Bitcoin pair. Double bottom, cup and handle, same shit. It's an identified resistance that we overcome and then head up to the upside. So SUI could be good. Let's take a look at SUI on the dollar pair just for curiosity's sake. Yeah, just same thing, more exaggerated. Same thing, more exaggerated. So it's actually a good setup. I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been thinking about a different coin. It's actually a pretty clean setup. We're sitting at 100K, but people around me don't talk about it. So weird. Yeah, we're nowhere near the FOMO. We're nowhere near it. Gracias, amigo. De nada, compa. Yeah, you know, 100K is just not impressive. It's amazing, but yeah, nobody's talking about it. They'll be talking about it when it's at 500,000. They'll be talking about it when it's at 1 million. They'll be buying it at 1 million. Link, if you haven't looked already, we just took a look, my friend. Thank you, Marco Crypto, for the comment on Twitter. There is life on Twitter. Thank you. Yeah, it's looking good. How long have we been streaming here? Coming up on an hour. That's usually where I tap out. It's usually where I run out of things to say. Is it about an hour? We are still early. Yes. Yes, indeed. How we doing on this trade? Coming back to retest the 30. We might come down and test the 200 here, the green wave for Bitcoin. So that would be 100. You know what? We'll probably just hit the psychological 100 even, 100 grand even. And then we'll rally up from there. Got that psychological area. If not, the 7 is curling up, and the 7 will hold us as support. The 7's been holding us below on the 4 hour for a while now, And this is the reclaim of the 7. But I think the 200 is also going to hold us up. So we got plenty of support underneath us. We got the 7, or sorry, we got the 50 and the 30 as resistance, getting a little bit of rejection off the 50 and the 30. But we got the 200 and the 7 trailing up behind to act as support. What's a fib chart setup on BTC looking like? I don't know. I don't do fibs. I don't do fibs. Trend-based fib extension. $1.618. So next major resistance is going to be at 143 based on Fibonacci, which is just magical lines that don't have any meaning, in my opinion. But these magical lines could be acting as resistance points. So the 1.618 would bring us to 143,000. The 2.618 is that clean 200. There will definitely be resistance at the 200 level. 3.618 is around that quarter mil. 4.618 is usually as far as I'm willing to extend. And that's going to be 318. Now, if we go over to the logarithmic, we can get some real bullish numbers. Let's go over to log. And log brings us to the 1.618 at 615,000. I'm going to add one more for logarithmic sake. And that is going to be the 1.272. That's another common one in Forex. And that'll be 358,000. That's, there's a lot of models pointing around there too. At $350,000, $400,000 level with the extended targets up to 615. If we hit anything above 500,000, the whole market is going to be calling for $1 million. They might even be calling, for 3 million. Who knows? The higher we go up, the higher the price targets go. But yeah, that's Fibonacci for funsies. I don't really follow it. Why do I not follow it? Because it's giving me anchoring biases on price. And I do not like to anchor biases to price. Like I discussed, we trade the events. So when this wave turns from green to red, whatever the price is the price. And that's it. I'm going to close things out there. So thank you all for joining in. If you guys didn't already know, we're upcoming partners. We're going to have full integration with the bots very soon with Bybit. So if you guys aren't already signed up on Bybit, a lot of people are, but if you aren't, they've got a nice sign up bonus. You can get up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses if you deposit more than 250K and trade 1.5 million in volume. It's a tiered system. And we also have BitGet and Blowfin as well. So go and check those out. Signing up to any one of those exchanges, whether you deposit or not, will grant you full access into the Discord. More information at blackbox.pro. That is blkbox.pro. Sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot and dominate this bull market. Until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.